All right, good evening, and it is bourbonblog.com live. We're talking with my good friend Sean here from Cohiba. We always enjoy having Sean on and trying the new cigars. And Sean, what are we trying tonight? The newest one.
It is the new release of 2022 Cohiba Serie M, and M stands for Miami. The cigars are made in Miami with the highly acclaimed of Titan de Bronz factory in Cayocho, Middle. So
Wow,
that's what we're going to be burning tonight.
excellent. And again, we always enjoy having Sean Williams on, trying the new cigars from Cohiba, pairing them up with some whiskeys. And Sean and I actually have a couple different ones from Peerless. We have a new single barrel that Peerless is doing, the molasses old fashioned, and we're going to try that one first, the cigar, and then we also have the single barrel double oak. Now you may have seen, I know you've tried that original double oak that they release every year. This is a single barrel double oak, so we know these are going to go great. This is the only cigar that you will make in Miami, right?
This is, and first time obviously Cohiba was made in Miami. This is our second release. We released the first edition last year, 2021. Same blend, just different size. That was a classic Corona. I'm sorry, classic Toro. And this year we're doing a Corona Gorda.
Corona Gorda. And this is the Corona Gorda. So if you did get one last year, this is a different experience. Yeah. Tell us some of the finer points. I know this has the closed foot, right?
Closed foot and classic Cuban pigtail, fantail. The wrapper is Nicaraguan Corojo. Binder is Nicaraguan as well. And the filler is a couple of Nicaraguan tobaccos, specifically Esteli and Jalapa. Right. And there's, of course, some Piloto Cabano, which is our sort of a signature leaf throughout all the Cohibas, but a little different with this one in that we use the Piloto Cabano available at El Titan to really sort of capture more of the essence of what the factory does there.
Wow. And again, that closed foot is to really keep things locked in a little better. Classically, before the time of the wrappers, people.
Well, it does that. It helps to protect the bunching of the foot of the cigar, but also it adds a little bit more to the experience. When you light the cigar, you're really getting more concentration of the flavor on the wrapper until you burn through it. So
we'll both light our cigars up here, and again, this is the Serie M Cohiba. Again, about how old is the tobacco in this? Do we know what the approximate age?
I mean, there's not a tobacco in that's exceptionally aged. When I mean exceptionally aged, I mean anything over 5 years. But the typical tobacco in here goes from about 3 to 5 years. Certainly the wrapper, the Nicaraguan Corojo, is 5 years. But the fillers range from 3 to 5 years.
Very nice. I remember last year how much I enjoyed this one. The Serie M, of course, for Miami, the only one made in Miami. These are very limited, and they make them in small batches. There's only a few people that make these. Right?
We only make 5,000 boxes of 10, so that's 50,000 cigars. So super limited, and that's once a year. So if someone has the opportunity to see these on the shelves, I suggest that they grab one and put it away because it's not something that they're going to be able to get again. At least it's nice.
Very nice. Okay, so we'll get right in, and please tell us down below what your favorite Cohiba is. You're watching live on Bourbon Blog. Take a moment, like this, share this, and we know, of course, this is Sunday night, and this Saturday, it's only a few days away until Kentucky Derby, and we're all enjoying the pre-Derby parties. And I know, Sean, you're doing you're coming into Louisville. You're doing a pre-Derby party close by.
Yeah, man, I'm always there. I don't know the last time I have not been in Louisville for the Derby. In full disclosure, I don't always attend the Derby, but I'm always there to do events. But I've been to the Derby, I don't know, 3 or 4 times at this point. But this year I won't be actually making my way out to Churchill Downs, but I'm doing an event with Jeff and the good people over at Riverside Cigars, and actually at their cigar bar there called Matt Cigar Bar in Jeffersonville, which is, of course, right across the river from downtown Louisville. And I've been doing events, that sort of Oaks evening event now for a number of years with Jeff. So it's a tradition now. I couldn't get out of it if I wanted to, nor should I want to get out of it. So I'm looking forward to it. And, it's going to be tricky for us to connect, man, but it'd be great if we had a chance to light up and sip a few hours there.
We're going to see if we can do it. If for some reason I can't get to see you, I want to make sure some of our great followers on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, that you go over. If you're not doing anything Friday night, I know there's some things happening on Friday evening usually, but go over and have a
listen. I mean,
with Sean.
I'll tell you, it's pretty cool, and you're familiar with Jeffersonville, you know that area, but
yes,
I've been going there now for I don't know, better than 10 years, 12 years maybe.
Yeah,
and just to see how much that area has grown is just really, really cool. And Spring Street is just it's just teeming with foot traffic, outdoor seating. It butts up right along the river. Looking at the downtown skyline of Louisville, so it's very, very charming. And if you're looking for a place to have a cigar and have a drink and have some food and maybe get out of the scrum, so to speak, of downtown Louisville, then Matt's Cigar Bar is a great place to be on Friday night. Also, some really good restaurants over there. I usually have dinner over there before my event as well. So great place to enjoy the essence of the Derby and have a cigar and hang out with more of the locals than some of the tourists.
It's a great bar, great food, great cigars. You're going to be there. Are you going to be featuring any specific cigar or just their?
Actually, the M.
So
Jeff always gets a good allotment of our special release stuff. And as I understand it, look at that. The cigars, the boxes that he has not sold. So he's going to be cracking them open for the first time.
He's going to be
on Friday. So
it'll be a chance for people to buy their M and to meet Sean. He'll be there to answer some questions, have some drinks with Sean. You know what time that starts on Friday?
I think we're on 6, but it's going to go late because a lot of people are moving around and doing dinner, so we'll get sort of an early evening wave, and then a lot of people have dinner reservations, and we'll get a wave after that. Then of course there's Oaks parties later at night, so it's just waves and waves of people, man.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to pour a little bit of the rye here and try that with you, and we'll talk about. Sean and I have been fortunate enough to be at Kentucky Derby and to light up some cigars together as the horses are called to the gate. I know you've been there a number of times. It is a tradition to have a cigar, well, throughout the day, but especially as Derby starts.
Yes.
What cigar would you recommend from your collection being a great Derby pairing for the beginning of Derby?
And obviously, if you have a chance to get the Serie M, that's great. It's a great celebratory cigar. It's a cigar that's only put out once a year.
Right.
So it's something that sort of fits well with a special event such as the Derby. If this is not available, though, man, it's hard to beat the Connecticut Toro. Just a nice 52 by 6.5 inch cigar, which is going to be a nice, creamy, rich profile for what is typically a pretty warm day out in the sun. So it's a nice cigar to walk around with and just enjoy some nice flavors and hopefully some beautiful weather.
Absolutely. I think we're going to have some really good weather, Sean. And that Connecticut is so creamy. It's so approachable. It's great for those that have just recently gotten into cigars. But I know the experienced cigars smokers really enjoy that Connecticut.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. Thank you. Yes. So we're trying together the Molasses Old Fashioned, just released about a little over a week ago. I was there at Peerless when they were releasing it. So what they do, Sean, and I know we've talked about this before, but just so everyone knows that doesn't know, is they find a beautiful single barrel. They follow the life of all these barrels, and they take a few aside and they say, we think these would make great single barrels. And then they decide what the top level notes are. And they really got notes of both molasses and that deep old fashioned with a nice Demerara sugar, some fruit.
I was going to say, it is and I don't want to get into the notes of the double oak. That's one I'm more familiar with. But this one, as opposed to some of the notes that I'm used to on the double oak, this one is more sort of classic, sort of dark brown sugar. Which is an interesting profile. It also has a interesting spice on it, and it's not like a baking spice. It's almost like an orange, zesty kind of profile to it.
Yeah, absolutely, Sean. There is that nice orange note to it. That nice citrus is there, and I think against this cigar, and I love pairing, whether it's Peerless Ryes or bourbons, even the small batch. I mean, we love the single barrels, but they're small batch rye, they're small batch bourbon. Great sugars, a little higher proof. I mean, I like pairing my cigars with something a little more high proof. This is beautiful. The way that orange is going against. Yeah. There's some great this great cedar note. I mean, some beautiful.
That pairs really, really good with this. The cedar, the subtle spice. It has an underlying creaminess to it as well. So it really pairs well with this.
Yeah, this goes incredibly well. I mean, I can see this obviously going so well with so many cocktails, whiskeys. But what you have here on this one is that beautiful rye spice. It already has this cocktail-esque nature. Yeah. Wonderful proof. Really beautiful pairing, and the more this is opening up, the more I am getting that spice. What are your as for this year's release, with a slightly different size next to last year's release? What do you like about this cigar?
A little bit more intensity in the profile. Last year's cigar was a 50 ring gauge. This is a 46 ring gauge. So this really, really just accentuates the wrapper a little bit more. That the Nicaraguan Corojo really comes through. You get a little bit more of the body, a little fuller profile, and you get more cedar this year than cream. Last year was a bit creamier than this.
Yes,
great cigar, but it's different. But it's this one is a little bit more intense, a little bit more cedary. And body-wise, it bumps up a notch.
Do you attribute that partly to the size, or what do you attribute?
That's the only attribution, really, because the blend is totally the same, and you adjust for percentages as far as the filler based on the size of the cigar, but the blend basic components are the same. The only thing that changed was the circumference of the cigar, so it definitely makes a difference.
It does. I get that cedar. Of course, it actually has that strip of. Is that cedar that it comes on the piece of wood that?
So you're one of the special people. So you actually get media samples, and of course the cigars come in a box. This box, you can see it, but we don't send samples out in the box. So in order to protect it, to make sure that the cap doesn't get damaged, the fantail. We basically put it on this cedar plank to give it a little bit extra space at the top. So, but even in the box, it sits under a cedar sheath or a cedar layer.
You're wanting to make sure it brings forth.
It really accentuates. Yeah.
This is very nice. Now, when you all were looking at creating a cigar outside of your normal production for Cohiba, you said, how did you choose this cigar factory in Miami? How did this whole because this is only the second year. How did it come about?
Yeah, so I have a long history, as a cigar maker with this cigar factory. I mean, I did my first cigar with them back in 2010. So going back 12 years. League of Miami, Willie and I put that cigar together 12 years ago. So I had some history there, and we were talking about doing something really different with Cohiba. We wanted to do something, that is bona fidely small batch and boutique, and there's no better place to do that than Titan de Bronz. If you ever get a chance to go there, it is truly an experience. I think at any given time they'll have 8 rollers, maybe 9. And they don't roll in pairs, so each roller rolls everything from start to finish. They'll do the bunching, the filler and the binder one day, put them in the mold, then that same roller comes back the next day and puts the wrappers on the cigars. So they don't roll in pairs, everything start to finish. all level 9 certified rollers, which is, like being a black belt in rolling, so to speak. So it's just very, very hands-on, very meticulous, very small batch as far as production. And you want to do something in that vein. It was a logical place to go, especially with me having a history there and relationships there. So it's kind of fun to go back full circle.
They have done an incredible job with this release. This is, again, hopefully you'll find it this year, but if you don't, you plan on doing this every year, right?
Yeah. Initially we're thinking 2 to 3 years, but now it's in perpetuity. Now I don't know that we're going to stick with the same blend every year. That's going to get tricky. I know we're committed to this blend at least through next year, but after 2023, we'll see if we stay with the same blend or do something different. So we'll see. But yeah, we expect to have a relationship with the factory going forward, indefinitely at this point. So.
And while we know this has all the quality, the beauty of a Cohiba, this blend and this smoke is different than I would say a lot in your core range. What do you think it expresses? Again, for all the Cohiba fans watching, what do you think it expresses that others don't?
The big difference is the wrapper alone. I mean, the Nicaraguan Corojo wrapper. We don't have anything in the regular lineup of Cohiba that uses the Corojo wrapper. And only Nicaraguan wrapper we use to any great degree in the regular Cohiba lineup is the Jalapa wrapper, Jalapa Valley Nicaraguan wrapper. So that alone sets it apart. And then internally, it has more Nicaraguan filler. Like that's one of the things that I've really been big on since coming on board 5 years ago this month. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Happy anniversary there.
Thanks.
Yes.
So I've really been big on adding more Nicaraguan influence to the blends, and we've done a lot of that. But I think pound for pound, this one, and maybe, this one has the most Nicaraguan tobacco percentage-wise than any of our cigars. The Royale has a good bit of Nicaraguan wrapper, but it has a Piloto Cubano binder, and it has Jamastran Valley Honduran tobacco in the filler. The only non-Nicaraguan tobacco is a little Piloto Cubano in the filler.
Very nice. Very nice. No, that's perfect, and it's so different and so good. Pairs up really well with that Peerless Rye Whiskey, and in a moment here we'll crack into the single barrel double oak. Yeah, and I like how that matches too. That green.
Right. You got to coordinate. You got to coordinate.
We've coordinated that. We've really thought through this. And again, it's Bourbon Blog. Please like, share this video. Tell us down below if you'll be at Derby. Maybe what your favorite Cohiba cigar is. Maybe your favorite cigar and whiskey pairing. And we've also put all the information up on bourbonblog.com on Sean's event this coming Friday, right before Derby, day before Derby. So make sure you check that out if you're going to be in the area for Match Cigar Bar. Now, I'll tell you now, they may do more than one this year. They do a couple of these usually each year since they've started with the Double Oaked program. But they actually did decide for a number of years they were doing the Double Oaked Rye as a single barrel. And then it's not been quite a year. They released more of a permanent expression, still very limited. And it's a slightly different color bottle. It's the small batch Double Oak. But this was just released last week. It's a single barrel. So this is a single barrel.
So wait a minute. Wait. This is a new release as well?
This is a new, two things. This is a new release of the single barrel, as you see the number 1 on here. So that's the first one they've done for 2022 as a double oak. Now, they also do a permanent collection of double oak, but it's a very small release. In fact, they're already sold out.
No, I cried as I poured out the last of that bottle.
Yeah, the other one you had was the small batch double oak that is available. Gotcha. I would say it's available.
Wait. Are we on to the double oak now? Do I have to catch up?
Whenever you're ready. We don't have to. No rush.
So just you all out there looking at this. I'm a cigar guy. He's a bourbon guy. So
that's right.
So he's leaving me in the dust with the bourbon. Hey, listen.
No, we don't ever want to hurry anyone. No, we want to make sure everyone. We never want to rush you, my friend. These are both really good, and again, they should be. I say this as you're watching it. I don't know if these are both still available at Peerless, but I think they still have some of them. If not, when you go in, they always have some new single barrels, though they are going through these single barrels quicker and quicker. So make sure when you go to Peerless, especially when you're there during Derby or whenever you're there, you ask about the single barrels. They may have some on a tasting. Usually that's part of one of the tours. You get to try them. And then you say, which of these distillery exclusives do you want? Now, both of what you're trying, Sean, are distillery exclusives. So if you like what you're seeing, you can only find those at the distillery. But there are a number of accounts across the country, many accounts, whether they're spirit shops, liquor stores, bars, restaurants that have a single barrel. And that's where you can also find the single barrels. But if you can't find a single barrel, not these though, right? That's right, not these. If you can't find a single barrel, look for their small batch rye, their small batch bourbon, and also their small batch double oaked. Though that double oaked, I'm told, while I'm sure there's still some on some shelves out there in bars or liquor stores, they are out for the year. The next release will be, I don't want to misstate it. It will be a little way. It's many months away. It's going to be quite a few months until there's another release of that. Might even be till end of this year, beginning of next.
This one or the one that's out in on the marketplace?
The other one, the small batch. This one is, you may see, this is Double Oaked 1. This is their first release of Double Oaked 1 for the year that Master Distiller Caleb Kilburn, John, the whole team picked out there. What we may see is a Double Oak number 2 this year. They may do a second one. They tell me it's possible, of a limited edition single barrel. This is similar to what I know you sent me that picture the other day, what you just finished. This is similar because it goes into the first barrel for a number of years, something around 4, a little upwards of 4, and then into the second barrel for at least a year. So it's a new charred oak barrel both times. There's very few bourbons that ever spend that energy, the money on 2 different. Well, you got to do it the first time for bourbon, but for that second bourbon barrel, wow, there's not many bourbons that do that. And it's not over oaked. I mean, it's big, it's bold, but the nuances, the subtlety of this is just beautiful. It's creamy. It has a beautiful amount of baking spice. It's just very layered. And I mean, I could even get on the bourbon alone a slight bit of tobacco on this. So it really, as I'm having this sip of it,
all right,
it really complements it well. It's just so clean. The sugars on this. This is 109.9 proof. We both have the same proof there. The sugars are clean, kind of like creme brulee.
Oh, the nose on this is
very delicious. And again, there's when it comes to whiskey pairings, there's nothing like any of the Peerlesses with a good Cohiba cigar. It's really a perfect pairing.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's just a lot of good spice. It's somewhat candied too. So what I like to do is I like to just take a sip, get it on my palate, have a little puff, and then go back. And wow, now with this one, I think a lot of that beautiful
I'm definitely getting a bacon spice. I don't know if it's cinnamony or maybe even nutmeggy. I definitely taste the proof in it though, but it's not hot. But it has a nice spice. I still get some of that nice sort of sugar undertone to it. And again, not like a maple or some of the things I've kind of come to appreciate with bourbons, but more of just a core sort of rich brown sugar, but definitely a baking spice, more heat, and an amazing nose.
Yes, very well spotted. That brown sugar. The moment I get that on my palate here, I go to the cigar. And the rye did some beautiful things with the cocktail notes, with the cedar. For me, this bourbon's really helping me pick up some of that beautiful spice in the cigar and really just kind of putting a nice sweetness as I'm going back and forth on this. Oh yeah. And as it comes in, as that smoke comes in, I get it, that the way it kind of coats it with sugar with the Peerless Double Oak. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Great pairing.
I don't know. It's like I don't know which of these is my favorite. I'd almost have to have the experience totally separate. Like go through a whole cigar with just the rye, then go through a whole cigar with just the double oak to really um, appreciate it. But this is really good.
Well, it would give us a good reason just to have a couple cigars and quite a few more pours.
How about that, right?
Not a bad
Right.
idea.
Give me an excuse. Give me an excuse.
We always need a good reason, don't we?
Yeah.
No, this is just such a, and this is a real good. This cigar for me has some nice strength to it, but it's in some ways it's also very easy. I mean, it's a good blend of worlds for me.
That's kind of how it's sort of like we talked about. I mean, this is a pretty high proof bourbon, but it's not overpowering, right?
Right.
You can have power, but still have balance. And this cigar is surprisingly bold, but still, it doesn't have an edge on it. It's still balanced. Again, you don't get as much of that creaminess as you did as last year's, but it's just enough to really complement the boldness in the cigar. But the cedar is the star of the show of the cigar.
Oh yeah, that cedar is there, and it's very complex.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when you're creating any cigar, whether it's this one or say another one from your collection,
Mm-hmm.
that balance of those different worlds, is that part of what you're looking for?
Yeah. So me in particular, I don't like super mild cigars, but I don't particularly care for cigars that over the top as far as strength. And I never go into a project looking to make a strong cigar. I'm going to want something that's flavorful. And going into it, I kind of have an idea of where I want the spice to be. And you go for a certain sort of profile as far as what it's going to do to the palate. Then at the end of that process, if it ends up being a bold cigar or something that's really on the full body side, then so be it. But that's never the mission going in. At least not for me.
Right. No, I think balance is so important on cigars, on whiskey, and then you bring two well balanced products together and you get this.
So you bring it. I'm glad you asked me that question. So when they went into this project, did they want to put out a bourbon that was 110 proof, or is it sort of just by happenstance you end up there?
So all of their products. This is one of the really cool things about Peerless, Sean, is that all of their products are they're barrel proof. So they're barrel strength.
Mm-hmm.
They want something that's a little higher strength. They actually enter into the barrel at a slightly lower proof than a lot of distilleries do. That does a lot of magic for the whiskey. But most everything they do on their small batch, and I believe it ends up being around 108.
This one is the rye is 108.8, so 109, and this one is $110, man.
Yes.
So
Some of their single barrels that I've seen recently go up to 115. I think, from what I recall, I was there just a little over a week ago. I think one of their highest ever single barrels on the bourbon side was around 120, but usually they hover around 109, 113.
Do you know what expression was that? That was 120.
I think it was. I'm gonna have to look it up. It was plum candy, plum sugar coated candy, something like that.
Wow. And
I'll
you can
make
only
sure
get that at the distillery, right?
It was only at the distillery. I think they're out of that one now.
Yeah.
It was very nice. Whatever it was, had a beautiful sugar to it.
I'd be interested in how they worked that out with the balance.
That's right.
Yeah.
It didn't drink like 120. None of their small batch drinks so low. Yeah. But two great products. The Miami Serie M, the only Cohiba made in the USA, is out now. How long do you expect these will be around? And you have to tap.
Oh man, listen. So listen. It's 50,000 cigars that started shipping a few weeks ago. So I don't expect that if someone is looking for them now, they're already very scarce. Luckily, I have a number of places where I have events scheduled throughout the summer, and most of those retailers are holding back the boxes for the events.
Wow.
So like Jeff at Riverside in Matt Cigar Bar, he's holding boxes for the event. The next week after that, I have a cigar dinner in St. Louis with Lit Cigar Lounge. They're holding boxes for the event. Then also that same week, after that, I'm going to the Texas Cigar Festival. And then the week after that, I'll have events in and Tampa and Orlando, and those retailers are holding the boxes. So if I don't have anything on the calendar with these shops, for the most part, they've probably sold out of those boxes.
Wow.
They come and go. It's only 50,000 cigars, man, which is,
they go quick.
yeah, man.
And the box has 10, right?
10, yeah.
10 count boxes. Again, a beautiful cigar. Lots of and Sean, you're actually going right from, speaking of Miami, you're going right from Miami to Louisville, right?
Yeah, so I'll be in Miami for the F1, the Formula One, the Miami Grand Prix,
Right.
And I'll be doing a couple of events with some amazing media partners, Rob Report Magazine and Nobleman Magazine, around the Miami Grand Prix. Then fly straight from there to Louisville and do the customary Oaks Night event at Jeff's spot in Jeffersonville. So yeah, so it'll be a busy week next week, man. Yeah.
Busy week indeed. And again, you can follow Sean's adventures there, Sean Williams _Cohiba on Instagram. Watch all the interesting places he goes and all the great things he does. And see, going right from Miami. Are you taking a late plane and getting to Louisville early? What are you doing?
So there's no direct way to get from Miami to Louisville, obviously. So I fly out sometime Friday morning,
right,
and connect to Atlanta, and then land in Louisville at about 3:00. So so I'll be coming in hot, man. Yeah.
From one place to the other, he's just spreading that great word of Cohiba and going all to the great events this week, and also putting up all the information there on his event on bourbonblog.com. Thank you so much for being with us tonight on our Bourbon Blog Live, smoking a nice Cohiba Serie M. And thanks to everybody watching and sharing this video. And Sean, hopefully we'll see you this week at Derby. I will try to connect. If not, I'm sure we will see you.
That'd be awesome.
I'm sure we'll see you very soon. And happy Derby to everyone watching. And look for us. We'll be covering Derby, pre-Derby events all week long. So be watching it on Bourbon Blog.
I can't imagine how busy you're going to be.
It's a lot.
This you're in your bailiwick, man. This is your time to shine, man. So,
that's right. A lot of events, a lot of great places.
Yeah.
We'll be enjoying it. Barnstable Brown, a lot of other events. Woodford's doing some. We'll be one on Peerless on Friday. Just all kinds of great events we'll be doing this week.
What time is the Peerless event on Friday?
Let me look. There might be a chance we could sneak you by.
And if it goes late, let me know.
I will. We'll try to get you by.
Listen, I really enjoyed doing these with you, and enjoying the incredible juice that Peerless puts out. So I would love to have an opportunity to go over there and see the place in person and just kind of experience the whole sort of culture of what they do. So let me know. Give me the deets on that, man. And we're gonna see if we can figure that out. I don't know how, but anything's possible.
Well, we want to work to get you by there. We do, and they want to have you by.
Maybe in the early afternoon when I land. Maybe that's possible.
We might have just enough time. It can happen
because I'm going to be south. I got to drive through Louisville to get to Jeffersonville. So let's see if we can do that.
We're gonna make it a full Derby celebration for you.
Let's do it, man.
We can make it happen.
I'm game.
That's the way we do it. That's the way Sean and I do it. Again, it's the look for this one or look for any single barrels, and also look for that molasses old fashioned. There you go. If they still have any, if not, look for what they have, or look for their small batch. And Sean, hopefully we see you real soon, brother.
Absolutely, man. Love coming on with you. Thanks for having me. Enjoy the Serie M. You got a few more to smoke, so
that's right. I'm gonna enjoy those.
Save those for Derby weekend.
I may save one for Derby itself. I'll probably light that one up as Derby starts.
Nice. Good deal, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching.